A married woman in Nigeria attacked a 17-year-old girl with a razor blade to her face just because her husband was asking the girl out. This happened around the 21st of January 2026 in Donga local government area in Taraba State. And according to the story, the 17-year-old girl by the name of Wasen Tehemba was said to have been sent on an errand by her guardian. It's unclear what the errand was, but it could have been one of those things regarding to some household situation. Maybe to go buy water or to go buy something that they will use and cook. And on her way going, this young girl was approached by this man, a married man, Mr. Abbas. She was somehow lured into Mr. Abbas's house. And at this time, his wife, Mrs. Abbas, was not around. And while she was in the house, not knowing what the situation was, Mr. Abbas started making advances at her. She was able to break out of his grip and run back home to tell her guardian, whom she lived with, what had happened. But here is the thing. According to the guardian, according to the woman, the person this 17-year-old girl lives with, this wasn't the first time Mr. Abbas was approaching Iwasen. The woman is aware that this Mr. Abbas, this married man, had shown interest in this 17-year-old girl on multiple occasions. He has even asked the girl out directly, and the girl kept turning him down, citing that she's just 17 and that the man himself is married and has a wife and a whole family. But again, it seems like this is some kind of power play because Mr. Abbas might be on the high side financially, and the said 17-year-old girl, who is already most likely a housemaid, a housekeeper of some sort to her boss, is most likely on the downside financially. And I guess that is why this man felt so confident in doing what he's doing, chasing her, despite knowing she lives with a guardian, knowing very well that the guardian is not her parent. Because I'm telling you, if Iwasen was living with her family or her father and her mother, they would have dealt with this man. But the guardian she was living with was a bit reasonable, to the point she had to go and meet the man and his wife to see how they can resolve this issue. Because it so turned out that Mrs. Abbas finally heard that the 17-year-old girl, whom she is aware her husband likes, came to their house, entered the house. And that altercation where the man tried to touch her, she kind of heard it somehow, some way. And rather than being mad at her pig husband, rather than being mad at her dog husband, she got mad at the 17-year-old girl. To the point that the person the 17-year-old girl was living with, the woman that is her guardian, had to go and explain to the woman that, see, it's not the 17-year-old girl that is making a pass at your husband. It's not the person that wants your husband. It's your husband that is doing this to her. It's your husband that would not stop harassing her, would not stop trying to show interest in her. But Mrs. Abbas did not want to hear it. Somehow in her head, she kept believing that it was a 17-year-old girl that was seducing her husband, that was throwing herself at her husband, that was trying to snatch her husband. Nobody wants your pig. I don't think any 17-year-old girl is going around looking for a dog to marry. If she wanted your dog husband, she would have had your dog husband. But she didn't. That is why she ran away and told her guardian. And that is why she refused him on multiple occasions. But Mrs. Abbas said no, that it was a 17-year-old girl who was throwing herself at her husband. And so she picked up a razor blade, some sources say it was a knife, went to the girl's house, dragged her out of the house, beat her up and slashed her face brutally. And obviously, seeing that they're most likely on a higher financial table than the 17-year-old girl and her guardian, she started threatening them that if they ever go to the police or the authorities, that she would deal with them. That the girl should take the injuries and learn from it and stay away from her husband. But the guardian did not believe that this had happened to the 17-year-old girl. She had to make reports, had to take her to the hospital, and now the authorities are involved. Mrs. Abbas has been arrested and she's currently going to face charges. The 17-year-old girl received treatment and thankfully she got stitches on her face and it wasn't as deadly as it could have been. Even to the point that the Taraba State governor is speaking up regarding this issue, saying that that girl and her guardian and family needs to be protected because the Abbas family are trying so hard to intimidate them, threatening them to drop the case, threatening to deal with them for reporting the wife. How do you, a grown-ass pig, chase after a minor and the minor turns you down, and your wife picks up a knife or a razor blade to go and attack a little girl because because your husband was looking at her, and that is how you know it's insecurity for the wife. I feel like the wife knew that her husband actually was the one throwing himself at this girl. I feel so, because why use a razor blade on the girl's face? If you wanted to deal with the girl, you would have beaten her up. Beat her up in a way where you slap her hand, throw a punch. But the significance of the razor blade and the face slashing goes back in history when two women fighting over a man, and one wants to disfigure the other one's face so that the man would never find her attractive again. I think that was the aim of Mrs. Abbas. She was doing that to disfigure the girl's face, to make her less attractive, so that the husband would not find her beautiful or worth chasing again. That goes to show you that she attacking the 17-year-old girl was not because she felt or she knew for a fact she was the one throwing herself at the husband. She knows it was her husband, and that's why she did that attack the way she did, so that no matter what, she will never be pretty to her husband's eye again. But that's the thing, Mrs. Abbas, you will never understand that there will always be other 17-year-old girl. If it's not this girl, your husband will see another 17-year-old girl. You can disfigure all the young girls' face in your neighborhood, in your country, but the thing is, a pig is a pig, a dog is a dog. You're married to a dog, they will sleep with anything. Whether it's 17-year-old, whether it's 70 years old, your husband will be chasing another woman. So rather than attack all the young girls, leave or deal with it. I don't know. Just deal with it, because you're going to be slashing a lot of girls' faces if this is how you're going to be reacting to your husband being the natural dog that he is.